I was training one of our new servers at work probably like 2 weeks ago, and we have to teach them how to hold 3 glasses in one hand. And I was telling this girl, I was like, you have to learn how to get this, because we have to learn how to do this. And she was freaking out, like so anxious. And we were standing at this table in the middle of the dining room, in the middle of like rush hour. And she was like, I can't do this. And she was trying to like walk away from the table. I said, stay right here. I said, stay right here. I was like, it's gonna be okay. I was like, we're gonna learn this, and you're gonna walk all the way back into the dish room with these 3 glasses in your hand. You're gonna get this. It's fine. I said, we're gonna stand right here at this table until you get this. I was like, there's no need to rush. And she's like, I'm afraid of, what if I drop it? I said, you're gonna hold these, you're gonna pinch, and you're going to say a prayer while you go back to the dish pit. And if you drop it, you're going to pick it up. It's going to be fine, I was like, I drop stuff all of the time. And, and she had this like very perfect mentality, I'm into astrology, so she's like a Virgo. Virgos are very like particular. They like to be perfect and, overachieving, right? Like, and it's hard to be overachieving when you're new at something because you're going to make mistakes and you're going to mess up. And so I told her she did the 3 glasses, she made it back around, she came back around, she was like, she was in a hurry. And I was like, just slow down. I was like, we have plenty enough time to do everything that we need to do. Everything is going to be done. And I was like, when we're moving fast like this, I was like, I forget stuff. I was like, just take a deep breath and calm down. I was like, nothing is perfect in life. She was like, she's like, I like to be in control of things. I like to know, like, I like to get things right and be in control. I said, are you in control when you get a flat tire? Like I said, I've been working here for 3 years. I dropped a creamy horseradish the other day. That creamy horseradish went up my leg, in my sock, on my apron, everywhere. And if it was perfect, we would never do that. But I was like, this is why we come to this earth, to experience these imperfections. And 2 days ago, or yesterday I think it was, she came up to me, she made it through training, beautiful, very sweet girl, I love this girl. And I was getting off the lunch shift, she was coming in for the dinner shift, and she came up to me, like I'm doing some work, she came up to me and she said, Rachel, I am going through a tower moment. And a tower moment in tarot, the tarot cards, is usually like an upheaval time in our life. It's like a place of like chaos and change. And this could even be like, we all experience tower moments like within our body, within ourselves, like these symptoms that we receive, these divine guidance. Like there's a reason that, you get a flat tire over here because the next intersection that you were to go through, you would have gotten into a severe accident. Like there's just like, there's a operation to things that we don't quite know about. And the more I believe in this, the easier it is for me to like let go and just have faith that things are going to be okay and work out. Like I'm being redirected. And so I was like, you're doing fine. I was like, this is all part of the game. She said, I keep remembering what you said to me during training. Like I keep remembering, she had like tears in her eyes. And as she said, you told me, I keep thinking about this, you told me that I have plenty enough time to do everything, and that everything's going to work out. And so that was just a beautiful moment that I experienced, because it was really like right before this other lady had made me tear up at my table, because she was talking to me about my inner child and how to keep talking to her, and that everything's divinely guided and a purpose. So that was just like a beautiful experience that I had. And like I like my serving job a lot because it teaches me so much about slowing down and just remembering that I'm not perfect, because I make so many mistakes. There's so much opportunity to make mistakes. Like this one table today, they asked me for a box. 2 times did I go to the table. That's 4. 2 times did I go to the table. I forgot this box. Like, oh my gosh, why can't I remember that? Sometimes you just keep forgetting things. And it's like, you're not perfect. And if you were perfect, like you wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't be here to experience both the light and the darkness. Like if light was perfection, we would never experience the darkness. So like we have to experience both. Just like we need to go into the sunlight to build our melatonin, right? We need to exercise to experience what it is like to deeply rest. And yeah, it's just beautiful. So I wanted to share that. And it's getting dark outside, so it's time for that. Time for that. Time to get rid of that blue light. You know, time for that melatonin to come in. You know what I'm saying? And then time to relax and just remember that like you have plenty of time. We have like I was thinking about this. There's like a term. It's like a medical term. It's called anal clenching. It's like we squeeze the roots, the base of our spine, our anus, like yeah, your butt cheeks, and like when we're stressed. And so when I'm doing my meditation or even just like sitting here right now, I'm trying to think like, am I tight in my root? Are my roots relaxed and down? Because like that area down there too, it's going into all of our leg muscles as well. So right now, like if you're anal clenching, this is an opportunity to just relax, let that energy flow up and down your spine. And there's also that fluid that Joe Dispenza talks about too, our cerebral spinal fluid that is constantly going up and down our spine with each breath. And when we are trapped and tight in that bottom, we're not in flow. Our energy is not flowing through our body. Your energy is your health too. So it says, take a step back. First card, take a step back. So I'll just shuffle a few. I'll let a few fall out because take a step back. I told the girl, I said, take a step back from these events and this stuff that's going on. It's like you're not your emotions. And sometimes it's hard to step back from that, especially when you're in the midst of the chaos. Like I was in the midst of my own chaos in winter. And it's hard to take a step back. But when you remember that everything is really, working out for the best. Like, sometimes it's just these moments are like allowing us to test the faith that we have. Like, it is chaotic, but how much faith do you have in yourself right now that everything's going to work out? And you can either choose your cortisol or testosterone. Egg day. If you are stressed, get your nudies in. Get your nutrients in. Eggs are one of the most nutrient-dense sources of foods that we have. When I go through stressful time periods, like I feel like is all the time, like I'm just trying to stay grounded all the time. So I'm always drinking my raw eggs and eating my beef, and it's like it keeps me grounded. And it's not just like, it's not that, I don't know, it's not that I'm doing it to be healthy. Like I'm doing it for the vitamins and the minerals and nutrients because it literally helps keep me like sanity. Show yourself. Show yourself. Show yourself what it's like to, have a grounded diet. Like what does that look like to you? Show yourself. Show yourselves what it looks like to be calm. What happens when you go outside in the sun, you go take a walk? Like show your body what it's like to go to bed early and to get rest. When I see that card, show yourself, I think I originally meant it in terms of like, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to show your light. But right now in this moment here, it's like, show yourself what it looks like to take good care of you. If you were your best, like you're your best parent, you're your best mom and dad. What is a loving parent? Like if I was pregnant, how would I feed my body in order for my baby to grow and to have the healthiest, first phases of its life it could get, right? Because a lot of mothers, like my sister works in the NICU, the NICU center, and, I've always been curious about like the growing genetic diseases and stuff, and they see a lot down there, you can look up the statistics and see like a lot of growing genetic disorders that we're having. So, our minerals and nutrients, like they do ground us, they help us. It's like what our body's made of. So show yourself what it looks like. Be your own best parent. Pick a few more. A few more's popped out. Take a walk. We just talked about that. Take a walk. You're on the edge of great change. That's what those tower moments mean. That's what it means when you feel like you're like wanting to change stuff up in life. It's like you're on the edge of a great change. What does like, I just keep seeing like a pebble being dropped into a puddle of water and like watching the water just, watching the ripples just ripple out. It's like what would it be like you change one thing in your morning routine, you change your entire biochemistry, you change the entire biochemical cascade for the rest of the day. If you're changing it for the rest of the day, you're changing it for the week, you're changing it for the month, you're changing it for your whole life, you know? So it's like your one small habit is infinite, is like you can't even see its impact. Notice this. Notice it. I don't know. Notice what? I don't know. Notice how the small things change your life. That's why I named my business Habit Health, because it was like these small little changes. Like, it was even like, keep saying like, but start criticizing myself. But it's even eating my little eggs before I have my coffee when I feel like I'm in a stressed out place, right? Like, I could have my coffee and then my eggs, how I'm normally used to doing things, but maybe I put the eggs in front. Maybe I hydrate. I put something in my stomach before I have my coffee. It's like the smallest little changes. Like, how does it feel? You know, how does it feel? You only know if you take the step forward and you start to, you know, make the change. Pick a few more cards that the cards fall out. Is this a coincidence? I don't know. But yeah, I love light. Like, I love light. Everything that I'm always, made a video yesterday, remember who you work for? Like, it is my goal, my dream to spread information, to share lightness. Like, what does that mean at the biological level? How does that help you show up in a lighter place? You know, and then, you know, when I'm talking about light and the biology, like the mitochondria, this is the powerhouse of the cell. This is where our energy comes from, you know. There was someone who recently said a month ago, like, you're always in a good mood. I am not in a good mood. I told that person, I said, I literally, thank you. I cried before I came here. Thank you. I got my tears out. Don't you worry. We're all going through this together. You know, I found outlets for that. What's on your mind, love? What's on your mind, love? Write it down. Write it down. Are you so stressed? Write it down. You know, when you pull things out of your mind, even if that's like you just go for a walk, but like you write it down, you like pull it out of your mind. You know, you're a creator. You can create what you want. Oh my gosh, a bunch of them just fell out. A bunch of them just hopped on out of here. Just did a little dance. Roll with it. Roll with it. Oh my gosh, it's getting dark. Ground yourself. Roll with it. Ground yourself. Roll with the punches. Continue to ground yourself. How can I ground myself? I feel stressed with this event that's happening, that it's out of my control. Well, I can't control what I put in my mouth. Let me put these grounded things in my mouth, in my diet. This is a long one. I love it. Now is the time to gently, carefully tend to the walls you once placed between yourself and life. And that's the same thing. Like, what keeps you between, what is the barrier between you and life? You could think of that as like your skin. What is the barrier between us and the environment? It's our immune function. There's so many viruses and parasites and things in the environment. The only thing that's keeping us steady and grounded is our immune function. That's the only reason that we are alive, right? As we get older, our immune system shuts down. How do we support our immune system? Through plenty of amino and fatty acids. Simplify it. Plenty of amino and fatty acids. Do you need to go buy it in a pill form or a powder? Or is it part of your natural whole food diet? This is why I eat so many eggs and ground beef, because they're full of nutrients. Simplify it. Our nutrients, our best vitamins are in food form. They come with way more than what you take. Like, you want more vitamin D? I'm eating eggs because I'm getting A, D, E, and K. I'm getting choline. I'm getting even more stuff. I don't even know what's in the egg. There's so many good things in the egg. It's like a superfood. You're already there. What's the rush? Continue to slow down. We're going to get everything done we need to get done. You're already there. What's the rush? If you close your eyes and you just relax, you're already in this place where you have achieved whatever it is that you need to get. There's a celebration in the spirit realm. I do believe that, like, we have help, you know, from our ancestors that passed. Like, you have guardian angels. You know, there's people celebrating you. Like, your inner child that you talk to, they are looking at you and they're feeling proud. You know, they're feeling proud of where you are and the things that you've done, and how every day, how you wake up and you're getting in your circadian rhythm and you're doing it, you're taking care of yourself. Your little child self is so, so proud. Without the uncertainty, you are free. It's from A Course in Miracles. When you feel chaos and confusion, that's how you know you're in the wrong place. Without the uncertainty, you are free. When you feel clear and grounded and sure of something, that's how you know you're in the right spot. It's time to walk away. You know when it's time to walk away. We just talked about that. When you feel chaos and confusion. And my friend told me this once, the greatest fallacy is that you have to wait. It's the same thing with calming down and knowing that, like, whatever you're about to do, like, it's gonna get done. Like, I kept forgetting that, bring that box to the table. What, am I gonna walk up to the table and beat myself up? No, I might apologize to guests. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that box. Can I please box this up for you? You know, like, everything's gonna be okay. The greatest fallacy is that you have to wait. There's no need to beat yourself up. You are just a human doing human things, learning things, and, like, it's going to be okay. And, you know, I'm trying to practice this as much as I'm talking about right now, especially right now. But hope this video is helpful for you. If it is, you, of course, are more than welcome to like, share, and subscribe. But as always, I wish you the best of luck.